You're not allowed to go to Antarctica. You know that? When people go, oh no, you can totally go there. You can take a tour. 1% of Antarctica. If you try to just go to Antarctica, you will be met with armed guards with guns. You're not allowed to go to Antarctica. Some of you won't believe me right now. All good. I'm not here to persuade anybody. I'm just trying to make a point about lies. You can't go to Antarctica. Commercials, flights can't fly over Antarctica. Never. Even when it's super convenient. They can never fly over Antarctica. On the night of the election in 2016, John Kerry went to Antarctica. Okay. The explorers that went there were involved in some very weird missions, especially starting after World War II with Bird and, Project Free Fall or High Jump and, all this stuff. And the Flat Earth community believes that Antarctica is the ring, the ice ring around the entire world, and that's where the dome starts. So I don't care if you think the Earth is flat or round. What I care about is, do you admit that the Antarctica stuff is very weird? Because when you can't fly an airplane over Antarctica ever, right? And so what's their excuse? They say, well, it's because there's not enough refueling stations. So if there's a crash, it's too unsafe. The odds of the plane crashing is 1 in 100 million. And I've been on planes that have been going over the ocean. That doesn't make any sense. If they cared about human life, they wouldn't start nonsense wars. Planes constantly go really far distances over the Pacific Ocean where there's absolutely no place to land if there's an emergency. And the odds that there's an emergency is 1 in 100 million. Okay, so another thing they say is they don't want to affect the wildlife. Big bear. They're 40,000 feet. So then they never fly over the Amazon rainforest? Come on. Okay, so human beings aren't allowed to go to Antarctica. Every major nation in the world has a treaty where no one can go to Antarctica and it's all theirs and it's all scientific research. And it's so dripping with mystery, right? Okay, I have a buddy who believes the Earth is very round. He believes the Nephilim are frozen in Antarctica. I'm more leaning towards ice ring. The important thing isn't the conclusion. It's that you admit there's something going on with Antarctica. Same with the North Pole. They'll make these giant deals out of Buzz Aldrin visits Antarctica and then he got sick. There's warning signs going down. And listen, the first veil that you get rid of when you stop just being a lying psychopath is immunity to social ridicule. When you stop watching pornography, you start seeing the heart of human beings a lot more. But when you have a child, you feel zero ridicule for, praying, all that. When someone's like, oh my God, you believe in Sky Daddy? I'm like, in my mind, I've prayed for my son's safety. This no longer works. And a big thing that happens is when people no longer get blinded by social shame, which is step one. That's level one. When someone's like, oh my God, you think there's something going on with Antarctica? I've seen Happy Feet. That's when the programming comes in. Hollywood movies and TV are designed to make you think you've been to a place that you've never been to. They make you scared of things that aren't real fears. They make you think that things are possible, and they also, for some cosmic reason, they have to show you what they're going to do to you. It's like a magician. And so you got Happy Feet, and you got all these movies for kids and everybody where Antarctica is just this big icy place with a bunch of penguins. Nothing to see there. It's happy, tap dancing. In reality, no one gets to go to Antarctica. In reality, 99% of Antarctica is under absolute lockdown, and if you try to go, they will shoot you. That's why people are like, well, go look at the dome then if you think that show me the edge of the Earth. It's like, you literally can't. And I think we know that. You can't fly over it. It's like, yeah, but it's because they need a place to crash. They made movies like Alive and all these movies where people have lived a trauma that never happened. They've been in a tundra from a plane crash where they're eating people. The odds of that happening, the odds that a piano right now falls from the sky and hits me in the head is higher than being in a plane crash, unless you have information that will lead to Hillary Clinton's arrest. So my buddy, who's extremely smart, does not believe the earth is flat at all. I don't know. I still am not convinced the earth is flat. I know it's not a spinning ball. But the most important thing is, will you admit that there's something going on with Antarctica? On the night of a presidential election, John Kerry goes to an icy tundra that you're not allowed to go to for no reason. You can't fly over it. It just so happens to have a circumference that would be exactly the circumference of a flat Earth ice ring. There's no other place in the world where so many countries have come together for like a treaty where no one's really going to do anything. So my buddy thinks it's Nephilim. I don't know, but I'm leaning towards So my point is, it's important in life to not just go down with the first level of social ridicule, because that's how you're controlled. If you can't admit that there's something going on with Antarctica, with what I just told you, and okay, understand that those people also don't respect you at all if you believe that shit. I was dating this girl once, long time ago. Very attractive. She was in some movies and stuff. Came from psychotic amounts of money. She was really into me. I wasn't that into her. At first I was, and then we'd like date. I liked the companionship, but we could be at the Improv. I would just meet a group of other girls and guys and just leave with them. And this girl would just like be there like heartbroken. And then the next day she'd call me and want to do something. And I'd be like, nah, I'm going on a hike with this other girl. And she'd get all upset. And then the day after she'd call me, ask me if I want to meet her mom. Okay, it got to the point where I thought she was like a retard. At first I gave her a ton of respect. She was nice. She's still nice. I hope she's okay. I haven't even thought about her in years until this example. I started viewing her almost like someone would view a baby or a dog or something. I would just be like, what's wrong with you? Like, I don't care. Why would you put yourself in this position? And I didn't have sex with her anymore because I'm not a humiliator. I'm not someone who's like, I'm just going to use you. And she still liked me. And I'm like, dude, you're better than this. Like, you're better looking than me. I'm a touring drunk. I treat you terribly. Not like mean or hitting or anything, but I'm just so oblivious to your needs. Just, what's wrong with you? There's people that control a lot of things in the world. They view you that way. If you're willing to say that it makes total sense that we don't fly over Antarctica because of the possibility of a crash and then there's no gas stations, they look at you like you're fucking retarded. They'll keep parasitically sucking life and fear from you. If you believe that an abortion is like fine and a woman's right and, like it's empowering, they laugh at you. So my point is this. It doesn't matter how you view the shape of the earth. Will you admit that there's something happening in Antarctica? That's science. This is another thing. Like, is it just chance that carbon is 666? 6 protons, 6 neutrons, 6 electrons? Like, that's odd. The roulette wheel, 666. Like, it's all, I don't want to be the guy that sees patterns everywhere where it's like Venus, penis, one-eyed raven, Illuminati. It's all in plain sight. Because there's some mental problems if you go too far with that. But like, we're not allowed to go to Antarctica. We can go to Cincinnati right now. You can go to Denver right now and take a shit in the street legally. And then buy heroin And if you start tweaking on the heroin, taxpayers will give you a shot of like anti-heroin tweak on the taxpayer dollar. But you can't go to a place because you may disturb the penguins. And you like the penguins because of Hollywood movies. After that, think what you want. But if you can't come up with like, John Kerry went to Antarctica on election night 2016. Who is he there to meet? What the fuck was that? If someone's like, you conspiracy theorist, that checks out. He just likes to explore. He has happy feet. I'm like, dude, you're literally a cow. You're just, But if you're like, yeah, there's something going on with Antarctica, I think that's where maybe there's a secret base. You don't even have to believe in Nephilim. Just be like, yeah, they're hiding something there. There's something there they don't want us to see.